There's something intrinsic about humanities that it teaches us about our humanity. It privileges stories and human experiences in ways that allows us, if we're very fortunate, to learn something about the world we live in, the people that we live in and live with. One of the struggles, though, and this is something that I am trying to figure out how we recast this conversation, because I completely agree with you. We need humanities to help people understand the social, geopolitical issues that are happening. When one sees these types of cyber attacks, we need to understand the ways in which this affects the lives of people. But I'm starting to reject the premise that it's either or. And this is something that I hear us do a lot within academia. We tend to create these false bifurcations, and we say that you're either faculty or you're administration. You're either a humanities, or you're in the sciences, or you're either in student affairs or you're in academic affairs. You're either soft skills or hard skills. And I have found, and I'm believing more and more as we become more sophisticated and think about this world, most things are about the middle. And most things are about the integration of those things in many different spaces. I think a lot about that, even in this space about cybersecurity. We know for a fact that you have to have a certain technical competence in order to do this work. When I look at these machines behind us and I see the coding that goes into that when I talk to those students, but to give that work they're doing a context and to help them understand the impact that has on social, political, class, we understand, and you learn that from the humanities, which is why we have privilege within academia. When you have an associate's degree, you have a core general education that gives privilege also to the humanities and social sciences. It helps you learn how to communicate effectively. And I think it's our obligation as an academic institution to help elucidate that for our students, so they are not seeing us talk about these things as either or. Very few things in life, and maybe because I'm getting to a certain age, I'm starting to realize are not either or. Most things in life fall somewhere in between, and most things in life are, to be quite frank, a blending of that. So I'm always going to say, and I'm going to push myself to embrace a more concept, and I have very robust conversations with Dr. Rye and Margaret Latimer, and you name anybody I can talk who help me understand cognitively what happens when one has competence in math and science and technology, and how I'm reading my Atlantic each month and all my different publications I get that's piled up by my nightstand. I understand the world better, but I know I understand it and empathize and sympathize better because I have a background that gives me understanding how to interpret stories, to understand how things impact people, to understand the human experience. And I think if we worked as an organization to merge those ideas more fully and reject the premise of bifurcation, I think it would be really a good idea for our students.